morning session, and I was told that I have got a session in the afternoon. And afternoon session was supposed to be perspective of the university in these days. So I will kind of combine these two things. Perspective of a university, if you had asked me about 2-3 decades back, the perspective was very clear that university has to produce worthy citizens, talented professionals and smart ones. But over the years, last 2-3 decades, the things have changed, because perspective you have to see in totality. And for perspective of a university, there are many stakeholders and there is an environment. So there is a big change in environment, the education environment. There is a big gap between the understanding of an academician and an employer. So in last about 30 decades back, when we talked of education environment, it was student-centric. A student was a learner in the campus. Now, in the present context, he is a customer in the campus. Earlier, the focus was on learning. Now, the focus has become on placement. If we talk about the employer's requirement, there is a big change. Now the employer doesn't have time to train the student as per his requirement, which used to be earlier that there used to be training period for any employee. Now they want industry-ready people. So what has happened is, if you see in general, the university has become a place to produce the degree. Then you have the trainers who have come outside, who train you on various skills for employment. Then you have finishing schools which have come up, which give the communication skill and things like that. And then you have recruiters who have become mediators to provide the job. So now my personal thinking is that the university, if it has to go back to its original perspective, then we have to change things in the university. Our perspective should also change. So in my university, we thought that to change this perspective, the technology and innovation could be the best tool. So this presentation will give you what way we have tried to change the perspective. So climate change in education, as you see, earlier, 30 years back, it was goodwill and respect for the education sector as a whole, but that has diluted over 30 years. You keep listening. I'm talking about perspective, maybe because we have got so much media coverage that you keep hearing plagiarism, you keep hearing fake degrees and things like that. So there is a dilution in reputation. A student used to be as a learner. Now a student is a customer and he wants things very fast. In the morning session, it was said that even in IIT and NIT, you have less presence of a student in the campus, but you find all the coaching classes are 100% attendance. Students are ready to pay and get the coaching. So, student failure was attributed to a student earlier. Now the failure is attributed to the institute. Institute's reputation goes with the kind of results they give, kind of placement they give. Earlier we had full-time teachers, but now even in National Institute you find most of the load is taken by the visiting faculty. And most of the institutes have less teachers. Overall in India, the shortage is about 40%. Then another thing which has come up is the security, job security for the teachers. You keep hearing that a lot of colleges are getting closed, and faculty is in surplus on one hand, but the government institutes, the faculty is not getting recruited. So this dichotomy is there. Then we have come from no competition to very tough competition, with so many institutes coming up, mushrooming. We have big competition between the institute. So the best way, I think, is to bring in some innovation and some technology. So it has to have a combination of desirable, viable, and feasible aspect, a joint of these, a common area between these. We have to innovate, and a fourth component will be acceptability also. People claim that they have done innovation in education, but what is claimed is only sustaining innovation, that is some cosmetic change or some change which has been forced by the outside technology. But what we are really interested in disruptive innovation. That means a complete change of mindset, a complete change of process. So if you look at the disruptive innovation, it can really bring in efficiency, convenience, fast decision making because technology is available, speed and transparency also. If you listen to Anne Fishner, who is a big education entrepreneur in US, she ridicules innovation in education. She says nothing has changed over the years. So what is the challenge for innovation in a university? Normally, there is a resistance to change because the entire lot in the university, the old people, they do not want to get trained into the new technology. They always question what is wrong with the current thing. Then the second resistance is the ease and convenience, because most of the institute, the teachers have job security. So why bother to bring in change? Mindset of old people who are in education, who are making policy or who are driving policy, they do not want to learn the new technology, and that also is a problem of changing. Funding is another thing, because if you want to really change, bring in new technology, it requires fund, and Risk is always there if you want to innovate. Then there is a confusion and conflict between teaching and research. The institute generates money out of teaching, but the research demands funds, and gestation period also could be very long, or it may be uncertain also. Whereas the regulation of the government and policy is that those who are involved in research, they get faster promotion, they get individual benefit. So teachers feels that he is working for the institute, and the cake is taken by the researcher who have no contribution into teaching. So what we have done in our university, that we have addressed 4 areas. One is research culture through core research group. That means we want to make teaching and research complementary to each other. For that, we have established a core research group with experts from outside, and the management decided that they will put in seed money of 1 crore, and annually they will supplement with 1 crore. And we will identify some areas, and we will try to bring in the research culture by funding the research from that 1 crore and developing those 7 areas for advanced research. So over last about 6-7 years, we have developed 7 core research labs, one in renewable energy, another in material science, one in space and earth, then agriculture, and arts and culture is one area, and environment. So these things we have done, and what we have got the outcome is that we have got 5 external projects with help of this core research group. 3 are from outside, 1 is from DST and 1 is from DRDO. And 8 projects CRG themselves have funded. Out of that, we have generated 8 IPRs. We have entered into international collaboration for this research, like with Taiwan, we have for material science, one project is there, in which IIT Delhi is also partner. One we have done with DRDO. We are developing their flare material for countermeasures. Then one we have got with the Spain government, and high pressure material we are working on. Then one we have got with Romania University, that is exchange of research people between the 2 university, PKM University and our university. Like that, we have got within country also, like for solar cells efficiency increase, we have got into collaboration with Quality Photonics Hyderabad, who are the only producer of these LED lamps. And like that, many other industries are there. Then we have, for last 5 years, we have 2 research journals which are published by us and approved by University Grant Commission and indexed also. And we have, like this, we have generated a a research culture in the university, and that has resulted in so many students writing research paper. We have around 300 plus research paper written by faculty and students in Scopus and that kind of web science and that kind of international publication, and 700 more papers in various other magazines. We have organized a international kind of forum of 15 countries on water, energy, and environment. And we organize every 2 years international conference. And like last conference in our university, that has proceedings has been published by Springer. So like that, a publication culture, writing culture has come up in the university. Then second initiative is on incubation, startup, and skill development. We have 10,000 square feet of independent area and 10 experts have been put. We have a incubation cell, we have a startup cell, we have a plug and play facility, we have one cell to guide them on funding and government support, and we have a empaneled a large amount of mentors from industry. So that has resulted in a few good outcome. One is that we have got, we are the only university which has got Atal Incubation Center. And we have this year about 5 startups. 2 have been awarded in recent competition held at Indore. And we have CII as our collaborator. We hold all India competition every year for this. For skill, as I told, we have 5 skill academies, and we are the first university who made in 2012 a skill as a compulsory subject across all the discipline. And for that we got award from NILET, from Government of India. ICT and e-learning, which is the requirement of present day's placement requirement and for job requirement. So we have established the ICT center, independent, with expert trainers. We have a very advanced audio-visual studio, and that has helped us in developing a lot of content, MOOCs content. It has helped developing our faculty in communication skill, and students also have benefited by this initiative. So this has brought some sea change in university. The university experience, social experience, intellectual experience of the students has improved. This has given a new learning experience to our student. Accordingly, the support services like library and all other services, they have come up to match this new environment. Collaboration, as I told, has given good exposure to students with international environment and industrial environment. And this has resulted, overall quick decision system has come up in the university, and infrastructure accordingly has been made or changed. Thank you very much for listening to me.